I swear, I know nothing about this. Please, I beg you. You have to believe me. I am innocent."
Cindy's voice echoed, tears streaming down her face. But her desperate pleas were drowned by the jeers of the crowd, the air heavy with betrayal and rage. Amid the chaos, Amanda allowed herself the faintest, cruelest smile. Cindy swore she was innocent, but the world turned its back. What happens when betrayal wears the mask of friendship? Discover how envy shattered loyalty in this gripping tale of love, trust, and vengeance. Would you believe Cindy, or the lies they spun about her? Watch to uncover the shocking truth. Your perspective on trust will never be the same.
The bustling city of Lagos had a way of bringing people together and tearing them apart. Amid the chaos of crowded markets and honking Danfo buses, Amanda and Cindy's friendship stood as a beacon of loyalty. They met in high school, two young girls navigating the challenges of life in Nigeria's busiest city. Amanda, the bold one, had a way of lighting up any room with her energy. Cindy, on the other hand, was gentle, her soft-spoken nature making her a calming presence in Amanda's otherwise loud world. Their friendship grew over the years, and they became inseparable. From early morning jogs along the streets of Acacia to late-night talks about their dreams, Amanda and Cindy were like sisters. Cindy often joked, "Amanda, if I marry before you, I'll make sure my husband knows your family." Amanda would laugh and reply, "You think I'll let you marry first? You don't know me." But time has a way of revealing cracks in even the strongest bonds. While Cindy married Emeka, a successful mechanic with a kind heart, Amanda's life took a different turn. Her husband, Kunle, was temperamental and jobless, and their marriage was filled with quarrels that echoed through the thin walls of their apartment. At first, Cindy tried to help. "Amanda, don't give up on Kunle. He'll find his way," she would say. But as Amanda's frustrations grew, so did her envy. Cindy's happy marriage became a painful reminder of her own struggles. The first signs of jealousy were subtle. Amanda would comment on Cindy's life with a forced smile. "Your husband really dotes on you, doesn't he?" she would say, her voice laced with something Cindy couldn't quite understand. One evening, during a visit to Cindy's home in Surulere, Amanda sat quietly, watching Emeka laugh with his wife. The way he looked at Cindy, a mixture of love and admiration, made Amanda's chest tighten. She thought of Kunle, who barely acknowledged her existence anymore. On her way home, Amanda couldn't shake the bitterness that clung to her heart. "Why her?" she thought. "Why does she get to have it all while I struggle?" The tipping point came a few weeks later at a party. Cindy and Emeka were the center of attention, dancing and laughing as the other guests cheered them on. Amanda stood in the corner, her drink untouched. The whispers around her didn't help. "Cindy is so lucky," someone said. "Her husband treats her like a queen." "Unlike Amanda's," another voice added, followed by laughter. Amanda clenched her fists, her nails digging into her palms. That night, as she lay in bed staring at the ceiling, a dark thought began to form in her mind. Amanda's jealousy began to grow into something dark, but instead of acting outwardly, she let it fester within her. Every time Cindy laughed or shared stories about her happy marriage, Amanda felt like she was being mocked. She hid her bitterness behind a forced smile, but inside, she was a storm waiting to break loose. One fateful Sunday after church, Cindy invited Amanda over for lunch. As they sat on the balcony, Cindy brought up a sensitive topic. "Amanda, I've noticed you've been quiet lately," Cindy said gently. "Is everything okay with you and Kunle?" Amanda's jaw tightened, but she forced a laugh. "It's nothing I can't handle. Marriage has its ups and downs, you know." Cindy reached out to touch Amanda's hand. "You know you can talk to me, right? I'm your friend." That touch, that tone of pity, it broke something in Amanda. In that moment, she no longer saw Cindy as a friend, but as a symbol of everything she lacked. "She's pretending to care," Amanda thought. "She just wants to rub her happiness in my face." Later that night, Amanda stared at her reflection in the mirror. Her eyes were cold, her thoughts darker than ever before. She thinks she's better than me, Amanda whispered to herself. But she'll see. Everyone will see. Amanda's obsession with Cindy began to consume her. The jealousy wasn't just about her marriage anymore. It was about Cindy's whole existence. Everything about her seemed perfect. Her beauty, her marriage, her reputation. Amanda wanted to see it all crumble, and she knew she couldn't rely on mere gossip to achieve her goal. One evening, Amanda visited her old friend Lola, a street-smart woman with a reputation for knowing how to fix problems. Lola lived in the heart of Lagos Island, where whispers of scandal could be bought and sold like goods in the market. "Lola, I need your help," Amanda said, her voice trembling with urgency. Lola raised an eyebrow. "Help with what? You know I don't do charity work." Amanda leaned in closer. "It's Cindy. I want everyone to see her for who she really is. I want her out of my life for good." Lola smirked. "You mean you want her disgraced? Or worse?" Amanda hesitated for a moment, but then her resolve hardened. "I want her destroyed. She's ruining everything for me." Lola leaned back, her smile fading. "This isn't a small thing you're asking for, Amanda. You sure you're ready for the fire that comes with this?" Amanda nodded. "Do whatever it takes. Just make sure no one knows it came from me." Lola wasted no time. She enlisted 2 men, known for their shady dealings, to help execute the plan. Their target, Cindy's impeccable reputation. The first move came one evening. Cindy and her husband, Emeka, were asleep when loud banging on their door startled them awake. Emeka rushed to open the door, only to find 2 uniformed men standing there, their expressions grim. "We're here to investigate a report," one of them said. Cindy, confused and still groggy, stepped into the living room. "What's this about?" she asked. "We received information that Cindy stored an illegal substance here. We'll need to search your house," the officers said. Cindy's heart stopped. "What? That's impossible. I don't do such things." But the men were relentless. They combed through every corner of the house until, conveniently, they discovered another bag hidden in a corner of the kitchen. Cindy and Emeka were both horrified. "This isn't ours," Cindy cried. "We've never seen this before." The officers ignored her protests. They arrested Cindy on the spot, dragging her out of her home, while neighbors gathered outside to watch the commotion. Amanda stood in the shadows, pretending to be shocked, but inside, she felt triumphant. By morning, the news had spread like wildfire. Cindy, the respected wife of Emeka, caught with illegal substance, the headlines screamed. People whispered in disgust as they passed by her home. "She's a disgrace," one woman said. "All this time, we thought she was perfect," another added. "I heard she's been using the money her husband gives her to run illegal businesses. Can you imagine?" Cindy's world was crumbling. She sat in a cold, damp cell, her hands trembling as tears streamed down her face. Emeka visited her, his own eyes filled with confusion and pain. "Cindy, tell me the truth," he said, his voice shaking. "Did you have anything to do with this?" "Emeka, you know me. I would never do such a thing. This is a setup." But Emeka's faith in her was wavering. The evidence seemed overwhelming, and the whispers of doubt had begun to seep into his mind. Amanda's mind was a storm of anger and envy. She couldn't stand the thought of Cindy living a life free from the chaos. Her bitterness festered into something vilier determination to ruin Cindy, no matter the cost. Amanda thought long and hard about the perfect plan. It couldn't just be a lie. It needed to be something that would turn everyone against Cindy, something so undeniable that even Cindy wouldn't know how to fight back. One morning, she reached out to Sheo, one of her husband's cousins, who was known for his shady dealings. Amanda knew Sheo owed her husband a favor, and now was the time to call it in. "I need your help," Amanda said over the phone, her voice trembling with urgency. Sheo hesitated. "Help with what, Amanda?" Amanda lowering her voice. "I need you to plant stolen goods in Cindy's house and make sure it's found." Sheo was silent for a moment before responding. Stolen goods? Amanda? That's risky. Are you sure about this? Amanda's voice sharpened. Shayo, I don't care about the risk. Just make sure it looks real. I want the whole neighborhood to believe she's a criminal. Amanda spent the next few days quietly spreading rumors about Cindy. She told her neighbors that Cindy had been acting suspiciously, disappearing at odd hours, and meeting with strange men in secret. I heard she's involved in something illegal. She's not who you think she is. Just wait and see. Her lies were carefully placed, with just enough detail to make people question Cindy's character. Meanwhile, Shayo did his part. Late one night, he slipped into Cindy's small home, carrying a bag filled with stolen electronics and cash. He hid them carefully in her bedroom, making sure it looked like she had been stashing them for a while. The next morning, Amanda made her move. She called the local neighborhood watch and reported Cindy. I hate to do this, Amanda said, feigning sadness over the phone. But I think Cindy is hiding stolen items in her house. I didn't want to believe it, but I saw her sneaking around last night. You need to check her place. The neighborhood watch arrived at Cindy's home within the hour, banging on her door. Cindy, startled and confused, opened it with a nervous smile. What's going on? She asked, her voice shaking. We've had a report, one of the men said sternly. Step aside, Cindy. We need to search your house. Cindy protested, her heart pounding. A report? About what? I haven't done anything wrong. But they pushed past her, turning her small home upside down. Within minutes, they found the stolen goods hidden under her bed. The crowd that had gathered outside erupted into angry shouts. Thief! We trusted you, Cindy! How could you do this? Cindy stood frozen, her mouth dry. This isn't mine. I don't know how that got there. Amanda stepped forward from the crowd, her face a mask of disappointment. Cindy, how could you do such thing? Cindy's eyes widened in shock. Amanda, you don't believe this, do you? You know me. You know I would never do something like this, Cindy said, tears welling in her eyes. I don't know what to believe anymore, Amanda said, her voice laced with fake concern. The betrayal cut deep, and Cindy fell to her knees, pleading with the crowd. But their anger only grew, and Amanda watched as the chaos unfolded, a small, cruel smile tugging at the corner of her lips. Cindy's husband Emeka, seeing what was happening, fled for his life. The anger in the crowd outside Cindy's home was boiling over. People who had once greeted her with smiles were now shouting insults, their faces twisted with rage. Cindy knelt on the ground, shaking her head as tears streamed down her cheeks. Please, listen to me. I didn't do this. Someone is framing me, she pleaded, her voice cracking. But the crowd didn't care. To them, the evidence was undeniable. The stolen goods were found in her house, and Amanda's convincing performance had already planted doubt in their minds. You think we're fools, Cindy? A woman shouted, pointing an accusing finger. We've been hearing the rumors about you, and now this? You're nothing but a thief. A man stepped forward, his voice booming. Enough talking! Let's teach her a lesson she'll never forget. The crowd roared in agreement, their anger feeding off each other. They grabbed Cindy. She screamed and kicked, begging for anyone to believe her. Amanda! Cindy cried, locking eyes with her former friend. You know this isn't true. Please, tell them. Amanda's expression hardened, and she looked away, refusing to meet Cindy's gaze. Deep down, guilt churned in her stomach, but she pushed it aside. This was what she wanted, a complete destruction of Cindy's life. The crowd took Cindy to the center of the community square, a wide, dusty area surrounded by old buildings and curious onlookers. Someone brought out a stack of old tires and poured kerosene over them. Cindy's heart raced as she realized what was happening. No! Please, no! I didn't do anything! She screamed, her voice hoarse with desperation. Somebody framed me up. I'm innocent! But the crowd was relentless. The acrid smell of kerosene filled the air, making her cough. This is what happens to thieves! One man shouted, holding up a burning torch. Please, I'm begging you! Don't do this to me! Cindy sobbed. She scanned the crowd, searching for a familiar face, someone who might save her. But all she saw were angry eyes and clenched fists. Amanda stood at the edge of the crowd, her heart pounding. This was farther than she had ever imagined it would go. She had wanted to ruin Cindy, yes, but this? For a moment, Amanda thought about stepping forward, about stopping the madness. But then she remembered the years of jealousy, the times she had felt overshadowed by Cindy's kindness and beauty. She clenched her fists and stayed silent. Immediately, the torch was thrown, and the flames roared to life. Cindy's cry was replaced by the crackling sound of fire. Her scream faded into silence. The crowd slowly dispersed, their anger satisfied. Amanda's chest tightened, and she felt tears sting her eyes. For the first time, she wondered if she had gone too far. She stood frozen, staring at the ashes of the woman who had once been her best friend. "Cindy," she whispered, her voice trembling, but it was too late. Cindy's husband, Emeka, still in his hiding place where he had taken cover for his dear life, was sober and heartbroken after learning about his wife's tragic demise. He could not quite understand how his beautiful family had crumbled like that. The morning after Cindy's tragic demise, the air in the community felt heavy. The usual buzz of life in the Lagos neighborhood was replaced with an eerie silence. Whispers began to circulate, questions, doubts, and guilt creeping into the hearts of those who had participated in the horrific act. Amanda sat in her living room, staring blankly at the wall. The events of the previous night replayed in her mind like a haunting film. She could still hear Cindy's screams, the crackling of the fire, and the crowd's cheers. She had gotten what she wanted. Cindy was gone. Yet, instead of satisfaction, Amanda felt a crushing weight in her chest. Sheo called her that morning on the phone. His tone was panicked. "Amanda, we have a problem," he said, his voice low. "What is it now?" she snapped, though her voice trembled. Sheo hesitated. "The police are involved. Someone tipped them off about what happened to Cindy, and they're asking questions about the stolen goods." Amanda's heart stopped. "What? Who told them?" "I don't know. But Amanda, they're going to find out. You need to be ready." 2 days later, officers arrived at Amanda's home. Officer Ken, a no-nonsense investigator, led the team. His sharp eyes scanned Amanda, who tried to appear calm but failed miserably. "We're investigating Cindy's demise," Officer Ken said. "We have reason to believe the accusations against Cindy were false." Amanda's throat went dry. "False? I don't know what you're talking about," Amanda said. Officer Ken raised an eyebrow. "Oh, really? Because we traced the stolen items back to Sheo. He's confessed that he planted them in Cindy's house, on your orders." Amanda felt the ground beneath her shift. That's a lie. Sheo is trying to frame me." Officer Ken smirked, unimpressed. "We have evidence, Amanda. Sheo recorded your phone conversation. He admitted everything to avoid a harsher sentence." The room spun as Amanda's lies unraveled. Amanda's journey took a dramatic turn as she was escorted to the police station for an intense round of questioning. Meanwhile, the police investigators worked tirelessly to unravel the mystery behind the incident, determined to bring every suspect to justice. Amanda was placed under a close custody, her every move watched and recorded. The truth spread like wildfire. The neighborhood that had once rallied behind Amanda now turned against her. People spat at her as she walked by, calling her a liar and worse. Amanda's family, who had supported her through everything, was devastated. Her father, a proud man with a reputation to protect, summoned her home. "You've brought shame to this family," he said, his voice trembling with fury. "Cindy was like a daughter to us, and the lies you told ultimately destroyed her." Tears streamed down Amanda's face. "Papa, I didn't mean for it to go this far. I was angry. Enough!" he roared, slamming his hand on the table. "You are no longer my daughter. Leave this house and never return." Amanda's husband, Kunal, also disassociated himself from Amanda. He strongly condemned everything Amanda did, irrespective of the fact that she was his wife. "How could you do this to your best friend?" he asked. Amanda packed her belongings and left the house, her heart shattered. Over the next few days, the weight of Cindy's demise never lifted. Everywhere she went, she saw Cindy's faces, smiling, laughing, and then screaming in pain. The guilt consumed her, eating away at her sanity. She stopped eating, stopped sleeping. The vibrant, cunning woman she once was had become a hollow shell. One evening, Amanda sat by a roadside, her clothes tattered and her body weak. She clutched an old photo of her and Cindy taken during happier times. "I'm sorry, Cindy," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't mean for it to go this far." But her apology came too late. Alone and broken, Amanda succumbed to her guilt. She was found the next morning, lifeless, clutching the photo to her chest. The neighborhood never forgot Cindy's tragic demise or Amanda's cruel betrayal. Her story became a cautionary tale about envy and the destructive power of lies. At the edge of the community square, where Cindy's fate was decided, a small memorial was erected in her honor. It served as a reminder of the price of unchecked anger and the importance of standing against injustice. Cindy's memory lived on in the hearts of those who truly knew her, and Amanda's fate was a somber lesson. Her lies had destroyed not just Cindy, but herself as well. Moral lessons. Jealousy and envy, if left unchecked, can corrupt the soul and lead to devastating consequences not only for others, but also for oneself. Secondly, always seek the truth and question popular opinion. Crowd justice is often fueled by lies and leaves no room for fairness or redemption.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new to the channel. And a special shout out to our returning subscribers.